even though we're far away, I think it's good for us to start this episode with what I think it's our intro now. Are you ready?
I don't know. We can't synchronize the clap on
Mhm.
Teams. That's not gonna work.
Let's try it.
Okay.
Who who's watching you on the other end? Your girlfriend. I
Yeah,
mean,
my girlfriend's right here staring at me like
yeah, she already has opinions on you, so that's fine.
a.
All right.
Get out of the way now. Let me work. I'm working.
One, two, three. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Latiniced, the show where we are trying to figure out whether we are getting Icelandified or we are Latinized in Iceland. I'm Dan.
Mo.
Hey, just for the record, I didn't do finger guns, even though we're on a screen.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
I
Thank
I,
you.
I just thought you would be proud of me for saying that.
I am proud of you. I'm very proud of you. I would
For
have thought
everybody,
you would dare to do it since I'm not there to scold you in person.
no, no. I mean, you're like the voice of my mom in the back of my head. Like this, no finger guns. Cuidado con los finger guns, manito. Cuidado con los finger guns.
Cuidado. Hazme el favor. Hazme el favor. So maybe we should address that with the que lo que es.
So, well, first of all, people watching or listening haven't figured it out. Like in this episode, we are not in the same place. Mauricio is not in Iceland, and I unfortunately am in Iceland at the moment.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, because we are supposed to be in summer, and I say summer very generously because it's still like a bit over 10, and last few days the weather has been technically saying it's been shit.
Last week in Iceland was colder than it was like 2 months ago. It was just like very, very cold.
It was even snowing up north.
It snowed in Reykjavik. I was in my car and it started snowing. And I started yelling like the Argentinian. I told you the Argentinian
Yeah,
meme. La concha de la puta de la madre. Just by myself, just screaming.
yeah. Somebody made that meme, but in Maracucho Spanish, like from where I'm from.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, vergación, esta mierda blanca de la nieve, no joda, man.
Anoche nevó. Así que empieza. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
Last night it snowed. It's so beautiful.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful. And then 20 days into winter, it's like, coño de la madre, no
La
joda.
puta de la concha. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But now I'm in actual summertime right now.
yeah.
And I have to say it's quite nice. I did the Icelandic thing. So I'm in Tenerife. Like
All right.
you got your citizenship already, didn't you?
Shut up.
Oh, you didn't.
So why are you trying to make me cry on camera?
I was just gonna say that I don't have a citizenship, but I feel like they have to give it to me now because I did the ultimate Icelandic thing.
That's probably why I don't have it, because I haven't been to Tenerife yet.
That's the thing. If like, this is like a rite of passage. You got 4 nights in Tenerife should give you an Icelandic citizenship for sure.
But they have to be in February, I think.
I guess.
And then lacris. You have to eat lacris.
I'm not gonna eat licorice here.
Yeah. I will walk back to Venezuela if that's
I
the.
like licorice now. I'm telling you, I need that citizenship. I need that passport. The fact that I like licorice and came to Tenerife, bruh,
Then I guess you're more Icelandic than I am.
I was always more Icelandic than you are, for sure. I got kids.
Straight privilege, I guess.
Again, you are not gay, so you can't use that. You keep on talking like you can't have kids. First of all, gay people can, but you're not even gay. You're bisexual, so you could have had kids if you wanted to. But for you, it's even easier.
Yeah. I mean, me and El Chamito have been trying it, but it just doesn't really happen.
That.
All right. So let's move on. And then maybe just go like straight to the que lo que of the week.
The que lo que is, first of all, we should explain que lo que is just the Dominican expression of how's it going, and we use it to introduce just the recent what's been happening recently. So my que lo que is basically being here in Tenerife. It's connected to the trip here, but it's the trip itself, like going on the plane, coming here with a plane filled with Icelandic people. Bruh, it's an experience. They were screaming and shouting. At one point, me and my girlfriend were just like, "What the hell?" We had headphones, like these huge ass headphones on, and I could hear people screaming, just talking about, "Oh, yo, just doing jokes and stories and getting loud. Like the air stewardess kept on getting alcohol and alcohol, like beers and bottles of wine and beers and bottles of wine. It was a beautiful thing. It was an experience.
I've had that, but with Italians. Like, when I went to Italy like 2 years ago, and I went from Rome to Malta, and on the way back, the plane was full of Italians, and it was a lot of this. It was a lot of Italian all the time, and they are also. I think they are the Latinos of the European area. Like they're
The OG, no, not the European area, bro. They are the OG Latinos. Like they are the real Latinos on the planet. Like everybody else comes from that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like it's insane. Like I went to Rome for the first time. I went to Italy for the first time with my girl. And I think I spoke about this already here, but just getting out of the plane at the airport and it looked like it was a Godfather movie. Like it was a hundred people screaming and shouting in Italian, kissing and hugging. And me and my girl just like, what the hell is going on? That's
Yeah,
like the most Latino thing I've ever seen.
they probably like had like a week long trip, like a weekend trip, and just like this like emotion of like reuniting. It's just after like a 3 days out or whatever.
Could have been like a week tops. We're talking hundreds of, like it was packed. It felt like a concert when we got out of the when we tried to get out of the airport.
It's Michael, okay, is my latest thing that I've been doing on the internet because I have way too much time on my hands now. So I have been taking songs in Spanish and I have been translating them into Icelandic. And this is inspired by some uh, TikToker. Her name is Mari. I don't remember the handle. I'm gonna put it somewhere in the notes if I remember in the edit. And she did a few, and one of them she did La Vaca, and that made it on TikTok. Like there's been people doing it in German, in Japanese, in Chinese, and I was like, oh, but nobody has done it in Icelandic, so I did it. And then
And when you did it, I saw it, and I think, and I don't remember. I think I wrote, "What a great service you are!" Like, isn't that what I said? Something like that, like the service that nobody knew they needed,
yeah,
but we got it anyway.
and then a friend of mine asked me for another one, and then another friend asked me for El Baile del Perrito recently, and I was like,
Yes,
okay,
that's it. That's the issue. And you kept going. That was my issue with it. You didn't stop. You had a thing that was good for once, and then you just kept going with it.
people were asking, what am I supposed to do? Not give people what they need? Nos debemos a nuestros fans.
Qué asco, Dios mío. Oh,
And we have to give people what they want. And if people want
what
everybody,
you're trying to say is that you are a prostitute, is what you're doing. What you're saying.
I don't know. I don't make us
That's not the right answer, Danilo. That's not the right answer, bro.
I don't make us
I don't know if I'm a prostitute. I don't know.
but creatively, yes. I have no dignity. I'll do whatever for a few laughs. I mean, it's what I do, I guess. So
It's what we
I
all do.
yeah, I am cursed with creativity and also with people pleasing. So I have to do these things on the internet. You gotta admit that they're fire. I tried to make it just in the same beat as in Spanish, which is a challenge in itself because you have to rearrange words.
Yeah, I will give it to you that you go with the rhythm of the song. From that to calling it fire, there's a couple of fucking continents apart. I'm just saying.
Little bit of a jump.
Yeah, yeah, like a little bit of huge jump on fucking rockets on your feet.
I had written a few for you for the podcast to see if I mean, since you're already so Icelandic, and you're in Tenerife, and you like licorice and all of that,
Oh
that
yeah.
that maybe you could uh, guess them.
I gotta raise the volume. Wait, I gotta concentrate for this one.
All right. So,
Let's go.
um, a little bit of a classic. Uh, and okay, it's a bit long. It's a bit long. So, uh, okay. Lífið svona.
Life is like that. La vida es así.
Þú ferð frá og
Tú vas
ég skal vera hér.
y yo me quedo aquí.
Rigning mun falla.
Este mun fatla.
Rigning
Llueve
mun falla. Svona.
mucho,
Nei.
bastante. Va
Okay.
fatla.
Ja. Og ég verð ekki lengur þín.
I don't wanna. I'm no longer with you, or I'm no longer yours.
Já. Ég verð kissan undir rigningunni.
I will kiss you under the rain.
Kissan.
Kissan gato.
Já.
¿Cómo te dice?
Kissan undir rigningunni.
Oh, lleven gatos.
Ya lo ves, la vida es así. Tú te vas y yo me quedo aquí.
Mierda, pero Dios mío.
Y ya no
You
seré
son of a bitch. Listen to what I'm gonna say. You cannot go from, oh, I'm doing el baile del perrito. I'm doing la vaca, la vaca. And then you do this when you go Icelandic on me? This is basic to you, classic?
It's a classic song. La gata bajo la
I'm trying to think of lame ass shit. I'm not trying to go to fucking Jose ni nada de esa mierda. The problem we have, you and I, is that we have a very different taste in music. Because I would never in my life know. If you would have read those lyrics, in Spanish without singing, I would not recognize that song. But keep going. Now I know what the vibe is. You got another one?
I got another one. This is a little bit more recent. Still a classic.
Ella me preguntó.
Eins og hún vissi ekkert.
Como si no supiera nada.
Hvað var nafnið mitt?
¿Cuál es mi nombre?
Og hún skjálfaði.
Y ella tembló. Tiembla.
In the past.
Tembló.
A meðan hún skjálfaði. Já, ok.
No, pero tembló no es pasado. Temblaba.
Ajá. So sagði ég, blank.
Entonces dije yo.
Blank es el nombre
fulana.
de la persona.
Ajá.
Hún sagði, þetta getur ekki verið.
Ella dijo.
Þetta getur ekki verið.
Esto no puede pasar.
Ser.
No puede ser.
Þetta getur ekki verið. Það svo gaman að kynast þér.
Es tan bueno conocerte. ¿Qué canción es? What song is this?
Me pregunto como si no supiera nada. ¿Cuál
era mi nombre? Y temblaba. Y yo le dije, Yandel.
Ella dijo, no puede ser. Para mí
es un placer conocerte.
Classic, another classic.
Well done. Why don't you do some Juan Liguerra?
Okay.
Pablo Milanés. ¿Por qué tú no haces un Pablo Milanés?
Okay. Ég óska þess að vera fiskur.
¿Por qué tú te sabías eso? Yo quisiera ser un pez.
Ég óska þess að vera fiskur.
Para mojar mi nariz en tu pecera. God damn, that's a good one. Yeah. That's a good one.
Og gera ástin búblur.
Búblur?
Hvar sem er.
Sopakúlur.
Sopakúlur es con
jabón.
Con jabón.
Sí.
Burbujas.
Y búblur es burbujas.
Es burbujas. So, ástin búblur, burbujas de amor.
Ástin búblur.
¿Ah?
Ahí yo llegué, pero no dije que esa canción, ¿qué es eso?
Last one.
Right.
Hvað með það? Ef ég fá hann lánaða eina nótt og hann fer með mér í bíltúr. Och vid forum småstund i bio eller i lekhus. Vad med það? Ef eins og vinir við erum að leiðast.
I understood every word you said.
Que me lo prestes una noche, que me lleven
Here we
a
go
pasear
again.
en tu coche, que vaya
Yo no me sé esa letra, coño.
al cine o al teatro. I mean, it's in my divorcee playlist.
My classic Latino songs are Los Pancho, José Luis Rodríguez el Puma, Compa y Segundo.
I am Venezuelan and I've never listened to one song by José Luis Rodríguez. Except Agárrense de las manos. But that's
El
it.
Puma.
No.
Bro, that has to be one of the best voices
I
in
know
Latin American history
I know
music.
I know him as Lila Murillo's husband.
Oh my God.
That's it. Like Lila Murillo and José Luis Rodríguez, they had 2 or 3 daughters, I don't remember. I stopped really listening or like following their tracks because they are like heavy on the MAGA deal. They are Lila Murillo and all the and her
Really?
daughter are they live in Miami. They are like very much on the MAGA spectrum of things. So I'm like,
Okay.
all right, just I'll just like
Venezuelans on that ride. When they seem to be enemies of the state.
traveling. I mean, you're traveling. I'm the type of person that if I'm not at the airport at least 2 hours before, I'm like I'm panicking. Like I need to be there like way on time. And all my Icelandic friends and El Chamito as well, they just I will just get there like an hour before and just what it's just gonna be like, no worries. No, no, no. I have to go to the gate, see that the gate exists, then I can get a coffee or whatever. Like I have a good time, but I'm like, it is not an option to miss the flight or to be late for the airport.
If
I,
you
I
think I'm gonna take your side on this, you're crazy. I mean,
this is
if you're taking a flight within Europe with Schengen and you need to be 2 hours before, you cray.
I proudly need to be there
You
too.
already checked in. The fuck you going 2 hours before for?
Something could happen. I don't know.
What's gonna happen? You have an hour. You can be there an hour before. You're already checked in. You're
I don't know.
supposed to go 2 hours before if you have to go through the check-in because it might be a long line checking in. That's it. There's no line at the security at Border Patrol that would take you more than 20 minutes to go through. So why would you need? I'm not even. You
Because I
because
have
Chavez because
everything goes back to that basically.
because
But
Chavez.
but when I was growing up, my older aunts, my older tias, would would make fun of me and my family that we had to go to the airport to um, a barrer el aeropuerto, ir a barrer el aeropuerto
To clean up.
to clean up the airport before we go because we were so early. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Swipe
just so you
the
know,
floors.
just so you know, 30 something years old, never missed a single flight.
I missed a flight once. I'll tell you that in Miami, but it wasn't my fault necessarily.
I mean, if it's the airline's fault, it doesn't count.
No. It was the public transport in Miami fault. It broke down. The train broke down, and I was in the middle of like lost. Like I don't know where the fuck I'm going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why you're there 3 hours before, 4 hours before, the day before.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. At this point, I'm just kidding. I'm just.
So
But
wait. So if I'm guessing if you have to be 2 hours before to go to Spain, I'm guessing if you're going to Colombia or Argentina where your mom is, you probably be there 5 hours before.
no, I'll be there 3 hours before, like something like that. When I went to visit my mom in Argentina, I I think the flight was in the morning first to go to London, and I I was I was pretty early because I didn't have a car back then. So I took the first fly bus from Nordica, from the hotel
So you're
Nordica,
basically saying you take flights the way you drive.
basically.
Like a grandma.
But all that anxiety, all that anxiety pre-flight, it works in my favor because as soon as I sit on the plane, I fall asleep and I don't wake up until the plane is landing. It could be it could be at the 5 hour flight, it could be a 14-hour flight like the one in Argentina, and I sleep for most of the flight
So
unbothered.
you're saying that the amount of anxiety and stress that you put your body through is worth it because once you are able to release that anxiety and stress, you sleep for the whole trip.
I do. Unbothered, like a baby.
You want to stand by what I just said? Like that's what you're saying? You
Yeah,
agree? That's okay.
I do agree. As
It
soon
sounds to it sounds to you like something to brag about. The amount of stress and anxiety that you put yourself through makes you sleep for 14 hours and you see that as a plus.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I'm
That's
not
all I just want to be on the same page, bro. I just want us to, we're not there in person, so just want to
because
make sure it's not getting lost through the web.
I'm not like these people who are like, oh my god, what am I gonna do 14 hours on a plane? And I'm like, as soon as the stewardess is like going like this, I'm like out. Like
I'm telling you what, you ain't traveling with me because you ain't stressing me the fuck out. I'll tell you that right now. I'll be the first to fucking tell you better chill or you can take another goddamn plane. I'm not gonna go through this with you.
we'll have fun when we get to our destination. That's where
Oh
the
my god. You sound like it's gonna be a lot of fun. That's what you sound like, a fun guy. That's what you sound like. It's gonna be fun once we get there. Oh yeah, that's who everybody wants to travel with, for sure.
you better have fun when you get.
All right, 9 a.m. Time for fun. I don't feel like saying, "Oh, I've never lost a flight," justifies being a fucking weirdo about it. I think it's pretty clear. Like when I started traveling, it was always to be there 2 hours before. I've traveled enough to know what it is that you're going there before, like what is actually that takes time, which is to check in and security. That's all the two things you have to pass. So if you're already checked in and you're going to Europe, within Europe, there's no extensive security check of your passports or anything. You basically just go through the border patrol and then you go to your gate. So especially in a small airport like Iceland, I've seen the border control be packed and it takes 15 minutes to go through. My girlfriend once, we overslept. She was gonna go. She had a flight, like it was leaving at 1, and she overslept. We woke up at 12, and her flight was quarter past 1, and we had to drive to Keflavik. We got there like 12:40, and she was able to go in no problem because she was checked in.
Yeah, I mean, I also check in and also that, but like, I don't know. It's like, what if they change the gate at the last minute? What if like things happen? And it's better to be there very well on time to just like weather the storms or whatever happens. I don't know.
If they change the gate, it's not going to be a problem 3 hours before. It's something that's going to happen an hour before anyway.
I don't know what to tell you. To me, this is
It's just this. It's just this. This
this
is your answer. This
this
is
is
your
yeah. I This is it.
37. 37 you are?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
This
Like,
is why you need people like me in your life
oh,
doing this. This is why
yeah,
you need people like me.
yeah.
Keep you in check with all your fucking crazy shit.
I have a story to tell you. I was at a conference from my from the first job that I got when I was here, which I will call it in code for copyright purposes, the cult. And I was coming back from Romania back to Iceland. And on that flight, I was with one of the one of the people that worked with me in this cult, but they were from Hungary. I was going back to Iceland, so it was just like a connecting flight. We had a connecting flight, I think, in Poland or something like that. And well, this guy, while everybody was boarding, he was like, "I'm just gonna go out. I'm just gonna go get like something to eat or whatever." And the line was there. People were starting to board, and he went. He went out. He disappeared. I, I was there watching somebody else's uh, suitcase. Well, this guy, this motherfucker, went who knows where, and then everybody was starting to get in. And I'm like, okay, fuck. All right. I let the line go as far as I could and as far as my anxiety permitted me to go. But I was like, fuck this guy. He's done. He has shut up. And then I just went in, left his luggage. Like, fuck this guy. I'm not gonna miss my flight. My flight.
How long did you have before your flight?
He disappeared for no kidding, 25 minutes to 30 minutes while all these things was happening. While everybody was bored. Like even with all of that, he miraculously got into the flight because I was one of the last people to get in. So I was constantly looking back, like, hey, is he? Or he was just like, you know, he just came in like casually, and it's like, and he was like, I do this all the time. Every time I'm flight, I do this all the time. Like I get coffee or I go something like right before, and I've never missed a flight. And I'm like, fuck you. This is not gonna happen. Like, you picked the wrong person to do this. Esta gracia.
Yeah, yeah. To involve in your shit.
Yeah, you picked the wrong person to involve in your shit. Mm-mm. Nunca más.
I would say that's deserved though. I'm with you on that one. I'm not gonna lie. Screw that guy. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
Can you watch my shit for half an hour, bitch? No. I can tell you the most annoying thing that's happened to me
All right.
traveling, and I was traveling with the kids. They were 4 months old, so I had a stroller, baby stroller for twins, huge stroller that I had to pack and unpack 750 times on a trip to go from Iceland to Dominican Republic. It's 2 flights. You can imagine, like it was packing and unpacking the stroller, sweating. It was insane. And we were supposed to be boarding, and I took the stroller to the gate with the kids, and then I take the kids out, and I start putting the stroller together. And the guy at the gate says, "I'm gonna close the gate on you if you don't hurry up."
Like amigo,
And I'm like,
can't you see
"Sir,
him?
bro, don't you see what I'm doing? Like, I'm not trying to mess up anybody's time. I'm gonna close the gate on you. I don't care what you have to say." Like, what the hell is your problem, man? I'm not here fucking with you. I'm gonna close the gate on you.
Pero relájate, amigo. ¿Qué pasa?
No issues.
Wow.
Just, yeah, with an asshole face, and I just had to shut the fuck up and keep on putting up the stroller because otherwise I would have lost my shit and we would have lost the flight and I would have been stuck with 2 kids. And that's the thing. You give human beings. We're not supposed to have any power over other people. You feel me? Like that's that's not okay. Like you give a little power to someone and they normally abuse it.
Yeah.
This motherfucker, the only power he has over me is that he can ruin my fucking day like that.
Your
And
vacation, basically, because
and he's abusing it while he has no idea what kind of stress and anxiety I'm going through trying to put this stroller together.
they're not like you can just like pull them
No,
up.
bro.
Like you have to like, oh, there's a lever here, there's a
This
something
is
here.
this was a bitch, especially because it's a twin stroller.
And sometimes and
It's a whole
sometimes
process.
and sometimes they don't want to work with you. Sometimes
That's a
these things don't want to work with you.
it's that every time I had to put it apart or put it back together, it was a bitch because it never goes smoothly.
Yeah.
It's not
I mean,
that kind of thing. It's always glitching. It's always an issue. It's always. Ugh.
and then you have someone. I'm gonna close the gate on your
I'm gonna
motherfucker.
close the gate on you. Like,
Well, with this power thing, I've had that because there was a point in my life when I had a sticker in my Venezuelan passport. For 2 years, I had a sticker in my already expired Venezuelan passport that said, no, 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 this passport is still valid. See, Is it? And every time I would show it when I would travel. I traveled like 2 or 3 times in in that period of 3 years. Every time they would be like, "This passport is expired." Like, no, no, no. It has a sticker, and they
with
by the
extension.
government, and they got an extension. Every time, without fail, I would get the question, "No, this is expired." No, it's not. Here it is. They would take my passport in the back to the office, like check, and then they would go back. All right, okay, whatever. And the same deal when you have to when you go back and you have to.
Yeah, because it's something I've never seen before.
But
It's not a normal thing to have an expired passport with an extension.
I think that's part of the reason why I have to be there like 3 hours before or something. Like, because in my mind I have to explain every time that my passport has a sticker that's extended. And even though I have a passport that doesn't have one, because it can go for it goes for 10 years now. Now it's a whole thing. Like, maybe now in this 10 years I could probably learn to be a little bit more like relaxed. Let's see. Time will only tell. Spoiler alert, maybe not.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If you get an Icelandic passport, well, when? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
So, la llama violeta, el poder de la atracción. Not if, when.
When if you show up to the airport 2 hours before to go anywhere, just make sure I don't find out because we're gonna have an issue. You feel me?
You're gonna take my Icelandic passport away.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna have an issue. Like, what the hell? What was it for? What was it all for? What was it all for? If you're showing up 3 hours before, are you serious?
Maybe when I get an Icelandic passport, I will be like, I'll just get to Loxins and just have me like 5 beers before going boarding the plane, and scream at people in Icelandic because I'm going to Tenerife, bitch, or whatever. So hopefully, if we get to travel together, we meet in the airport because I know you're not gonna, you know, you're not gonna take that. I mean, I'm not that bad, but you're still not
I'm
gonna take.
not gonna be codependent with you. You know that's not happening. I'll do me, you do you.
Yeah,
No problem.
and
I'll let you do you as long as you let me do me. That's the important thing.
can you sleep on airplanes?
I mean, I can. I used to a lot more. Before I had kids, I would sleep like as soon as the airplane started. As soon as it started shaking, I would just fall asleep. Um, but I like my sleep regimen has changed so much since I had kids, and now it's like, for example, the trip here was like 5.5 hours, and I couldn't sleep.
I mean,
Maybe on my way back, since it's later, I might.
you're also taller than me, so just like leg space.
I
It,
always get extra leg space. I don't mess with that anymore. Otherwise, I have a very bad time
yeah, yeah.
because all these planes keep getting smaller and smaller. I went on a Transavia flight once, bro. My feet were literally like on like just I was on the side basically for 4 hours.
That's me with Ryanair. Like, if I ever go on a Ryanair plane, I'm like, what happened? Did I get?
Right, Ryanair is the worst.
It's better if you go like on a bus, like if you go standing for the duration of the plane. Like, I think it would be better.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
But luckily, they're not here, right? I mean, Wheeze is okay.
If my girlfriend hears you say that, she would lose her shit.
I flown last year to Budapest, and I've been to Poland like 2 or 3 times with Wizz Air, and it's been fine. Maybe because I'm.
We've had one flight with Wizz Air or like two back and forth that was perfect, no issues. But everything else, and my girl is from Poland, so she goes to Poland on Wizz Air all the time. Like they've like 2 hour, like 4 or 5 hours before the flight, they move it to the next day.
Well, that's not happened to me. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes last time on the way there, they moved it to the next day. On the way back, or no, they moved it to the next day, and then when she got to the plane, they left her on the plane for 4 hours before they took off.
Well, no, that never happened to me. But in play so far, I've traveled with them twice.
It's
That
been
are,
fine.
and they've been pretty good.
It's nothing fancy, but it's fine.
I don't have the budget there to regularly fly Iceland there. Like Iceland there is
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
if you go way out of the country, like if
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get you. I agree. I'm the same. All I'm gonna say before we leave is that Tenerife ain't shit. No, I'm just kidding. Like it's nice and all. It's beautiful. It's great. Hotel is very beautiful. You see the Art Deco here. Great. It got nothing on DR. Dominican Republic is the place to go if you want to go to a resort. I'm giving free advertisement from my country. But I grew up going to resorts in Dominican Republic, and this shit right here, this ain't it. It ain't it.
Pero perdóname, señor Fino.
If
Excuse
you don't
me,
know, I'm just speaking facts. I'm speaking facts.
Mr.
I'm
Resort.
letting people know. If anybody's listening to this, to the three people listening to this, if you ever want to go to an all-inclusive hotel, go to the Dominican Republic. Do not go to Tenerife. This ain't it.
I mean, basically, if you really wanna like enjoy sea and stuff like that, beaches and all of that, go to the Caribbean. Like that's where it's at.
Dominican Republic.
Yeah, Dominican Republic is like smack in the Caribbean, but like
It's the biggest, best country in the Caribbean.
yeah,
Not the
but
biggest, but the
yeah,
biggest in terms of
we
economy, I
have
guess.
Isla de Margarita in Venezuela, but I do not recommend a lot of people go to Venezuela right this second. But
right this right this second right now might not be
put it on your
not
bucket
the
list.
season. Not the season. Yeah.
On your bucket list. I totally recommend it. I
Would it
went.
be safe for me? Would it be okay for a Dominican to go? Or is it worse? Is it easier to better be like
No, if you speak Spanish, you're probably fine. You're probably fine.
okay, okay.
El chamito is like, I want some time to see Venezuela. I wanna see where you're from, and I have a plan. Like I'm gonna do that in steps. Like first, Isla de Margarita, which is like so far like the safer, like more like uh,
Resort
con-
area?
controlled environment that you can be, and it's also in the Caribbean. Then maybe to Caracas because it's the capital city. So Caracas is can be difficult, and then last to Maracaibo
Last?
because
He wants to see where you're from. He doesn't want to that's what he wants to see.
yeah, because but Maracaibo, since it's en el interior, which is like accurate, like inside of the country, like the how to say that in English, like el interior, the
Like out of the city.
yeah, the out it's not the capital area.
Yeah.
It gets neglected from all of the things like water and electricity, basic things. So if I take El Chamito to Maracaibo, and then he has to he has to endure a 4 hour blackout, 6 hour
There's
blackout.
not come on. There's not we have blackouts in DR, but everybody has like, don't they have inversores, batteries? Don't they have
Not ev- not,
generators, planta?
not
No tienen
everybody
planta.
not everybody has that.
Yeah, but if you go to a hotel, they will. Because you don't live in Maracaibo anymore. So where are you going to go? Your mom's not there. You're probably going to go to a hotel. They probably have a generator. It should be
I don't
fine.
know. Pero cómo te explico? How do I how can I explain to you that these things are not the same? Like it's not the same. Like you going to the DR.
I'm not saying it's going to be the same, but it will be fine. And he'll get to see what he wants to see.
I still feel it's unsafe to take El Chamito to Venezuela. And he will be the target of everything and everything, anything and everything, because he's white and a redhead, and he doesn't speak Spanish. It's gonna be an anecdote. It's not gonna be bad. It's not gonna be bad, but it's gonna be an
Right.
anecdote because he's gonna be like, sí, sí, sí. Like he can only say 3 words in Spanish: sí,
Cerveza.
señor, and boricua. I don't know why he can't say boricua,
I
and
forgot about that.
I've explained to him what boricua means. I don't know why.
It's like me when I speak Polish to my girl, all I can say is mężczyzna, which means men. Because that's the first thing they teach you in Duolingo. Mishnah. So I just say that over and over again. She just laughs her ass off. Kopieta, which is women or woman.
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening and watching this episode of Latinized. Please give us a like or follow or like,
Subscribe,
yeah,
comment.
all of that. I know. Comment, subscribe, and all of that. Like, let us know what like your travel experiences. We're trying to do this thing where if you put something in the comments, we'll read it on the next episode. So if you send us like uh, travel anecdotes that you have had in the past, we'll read them and we'll start the next episode with that. So how about that? So maybe you can be part of this. This is a joint effort. Like, and I'm not talking to Mauricio at this point. I'm talking to you guys.
You look so creepy looking into the camera like that, but go ahead.
The three people that are listening to this podcast. I'm talking directly at you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I hope you know that this is a collaborative effort.
So
We,
disturbing.
we do not have the dignity, but we'll do whatever it is to
Stop
keep it
saying
up.
that. I have dignity. Stop putting
You
me in the same.
really
Touche,
be honest.
touche, touche, touche.
Next episode we're gonna have a special guest, so stay tuned. It's already booked in the calendar, so we're gonna have an episode with another person. It's gonna be a three-person podcast. Oh my god! And yeah, so thank you so much, everybody, and see you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.